about your game. I just wanted you to see me. Thought that you should know I'm already sold, so never let me go. You had la 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 talking, I don't care. With you, my mind is clear. La 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 la. Hide me at hello. La 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 la. Hide me at hello. La 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 la.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to a very wet Oostende, home this year for the European Ultimate Championship Finals 2024. Got women's division pool play action for you now between Eastblock and Troubles. Eastblock in the navy, Troubles in white.
I think we're just going to keep looking at this umbrella scene as the plan for this game.
Yeah, it'll be all right. We'll come back in a sec.
It's definitely umbrella weather here in Belgium.
Yes, it's been wet and wind is beginning to pick up now as well, and you wonder how that will affect Eastblock's signature small ball style. But so far they seem unaffected as they race all the way to the end zone line. Can they find their way over is the question. Towards the far sideline, Haveltsova. He's going to go back into the backfield.
And Trouble's staying in the zone defense here, even outside their end zone.
And that was a little bit floaty, and I thought the defender was going to get a chance to smack that away in the end. Well held on by Marketa Hutsova to put Eastblock 1-0 to the good.
Hutsova with the first goal of the game. Fantastic start for Eastblock in tricky conditions.
Yeah, a clean hold in these conditions is not anything to be sniffed at, certainly. And yeah, this is a game that I don't want to say there's bad blood in it, but this is a rematch of the quarterfinals last EUCF where Troubles upset Eastblock on Universe. So I think there might be a little bit of a extra incentive potentially to right those wrongs for the Czechs.
Yeah, Eastblock pumped up right now. A lot of people sporting the pants today as the temperatures are low, the winds are high. and the competition is fierce in Belgium. And yeah, they look like they're about to go to war, those Eastblock players. It's definitely a little bit of a grudge match.
Grudge match is a good way of putting it. I will also say I love the way the Troubles logo fits neatly in the scoreboard. It's very aesthetically pleasing. They're going to come in on the sideline with Eva Banbuadida being marked by the Spark Pug to Luster. In towards the centre, a reaching grab, well made. Getting the disc off. Now Zachkowska opening it up into traffic, and it nearly found its way through, but it was well defended in the end.
Christina Tusla playing on the D-line. I'm surprised. I think she's just going to play a lot of points on both sides of the disc.
This one put deep again, air underneath it. And a good tip on that, and it was necessary because if Zachkowska hadn't got a hand on it, you can be sure that it would have found its way into Solista's clutches. Faking down the sideline instead of redirecting traffic down the centre. Zachkowska takes the reset. That one's going to ping off the hand and go back to the Czechs.
We've already spent a lot of time talking about the conditions. It is windy, it is wet. Field position going to be a big element of this game and any game taking place at this tournament right now.
There's going to be the big question of how much do you stick to your game plan, stick to your style, and how much do you adapt that to try and play what's out in front of you. I think you need to try and strike that balance between, between adapting and adjusting, and also between, making sure that you're not getting away from what you're good at. This is a deep shot. Is it going to be chased down? Oh, spectacular grab. Thought she might have winded herself on the landing slightly, but Katarzyna Janska with a perfection of a grab puts Eastblock 2-0 up. Had a chance to make a play. Boy, did she make it, Liam.
The Czech side singing in the rain right now. They're off to the races. A clean hold and a break to start. Plus that was always going to launch that one. Gave her receiver a chance, and she stays focused, and a fantastic layout grab.
For a second I thought she'd underrun it, but was able to just keep on it, tracked it all the way. Superb layout onto Lister. I think we associate her with that, the real throw and go, where she's never static and she's always just giving it and getting it back in like an absolute flash. But that time she showed that, when the opportunity strikes, she can open things up.
Yeah, still throwing it at stall one, but this time with a bit more length on it. And you can see Eastblock is looking a little more up for it right now. These kind of tough conditions to play, it's not, you won't be go throwing with your mate in the park in these conditions, so you just kind of have to get pumped up. I think it's the only way to go into battle in these conditions. Get pumped up, get excited, own the rain. See a zone defense here from Eastblock trying to trap it on that sideline.
I spoke to a couple of the lads from Glasgow after their win against Lemmis this morning, and they saying, hey, they relish playing in these conditions. They love it. This is just like home field for them. And that does get a long way if you just you know what? Actually, it's not that bad. Yeah, it sucks, but it sucks for everyone. Let's make the best of it. Looking deep again. This one's got all sorts of air underneath it. And, oh my word! I thought she'd lost height of it, but Hrushakova does superbly, and it's stuck right in her claw. Now Kurzova. Player open, calling for it and getting it is Zitova. Taking a reset. I like that they're not just trying to force things in here. We can keep the disc moving and we'll give ourselves an open option. And I thought that was it. But the option looking for Radka Masloviakova, the Slovak, just too far out of that sideline, and she couldn't get herself in a position to bid in time.
That one just stretched out a little too far, but really composed here overall. I think Eastblock have a good strategy. The zone defense, kind of a three-person cup, definitely trapping on the sideline. We saw Troubles huck out of it. I think every huck has been a huck and hope. Nobody really looking for separation. Is just trying to fling it towards a target player.
That one, I thought it was going to work out though, but I think maybe trying to play for a potential tip from the defender and was in an awkward position. And Eastblock, as they are so often want to do, they pick it up quickly. They've got the one-on-one isolated in the end zone. The bid flies through, but in vain. And Eastblock have raced into an early 3-0 lead here. They were played tight in their first game by WAF, but evidently they've taken some learnings from that contest because they have raced out of the traps.
You see the body language of the Troubles players. Doesn't look like they're enjoying themselves that much out there. They look a little cold. A bit not as pumped up and as aggressive looking as the Czech side right now.
I mean, in these conditions, I think the mental game is huge, and if you give up a few points on the bounce, it's so much harder to give yourself that mental reset and get back into a game when the conditions are as, miserable as they are. I'm very glad that we are in the tent. I'll put it that way.
You can tell who's having a great time, and that is the Czech players out there. Eastblock, tipped by many to be a semis, a finals team, a favourite to take home a medal, that's for sure.
I mean, long-time viewers and followers of various European Ultimate streams will know that I have gone all in on Eastblock stock for a long old while. Those of you who watched the EUF preview show on Monday will know that Lou Burgess, who's working on our production crew this week, he's backing Eastblock as well. And it's,
kind of sounds like a communist cryptocurrency, Eastblock, doesn't it?
It does a little bit, yeah. But, I mean, when other fools sell, they'll look mighty foolish when Eastblock win it all, and Lou and I are there, and we are, reaping our ill-gotten gains.
You've invested early in the Eastblock stock, and it is on the rise right now.
trying to add on another break. Tluster.
Back. We'll see if they try some sideline trap when he gets the sideline. Just forcing those swings at the moment.
Tluster sits in that space and waits for the blade over the top. And now they're shooting deep again. They had that player in the intermediary. Instead, they want to strike deep. And that was not the option because it's well defended by Troubles. I believe it's Podgorska in the end zone.
Podgorska swipes that one away. Gets up big. Big opportunity here now for Troubles to try and get back into this game.
And that's not the way to do it. Air underneath it and well defended by Kurzavar. Eastblock, second the disc hits the floor, bang, they're away. Off the hands, I think Khrushchakova was maybe looking at the next option. And in these conditions, you've got to make sure you watch it all the way in.
Setting up again this three-person cup, Eastblock. Very much trying to force it to the sideline and set up that sideline trap.
I think in these conditions, just forcing as long a possessions as you can, really keep that pass count high. I feel like the error is eventually going to show itself. Split the defender well there, found a way through. Klebitska, former Euro star of course. To Folek. Now Podgorska. Klebitska's going to try and crash through and she does get the little pop. Eastblock trying to poach around here. Can Klebitska find an option with the stall count rising? Looking towards the back of the end zone. But not quite enough of a window. And Khrushchakova closes it and smacks it out of the sideline.
Takes a quick opportunity to tie her shoes. Didn't slow her down. Getting the block here. And that sideline trap eventually works in the end. And Slusta kind of at the front of that three-person cup. In the kind of open side lane. Very active, moving around. Usually you see someone that's there like acting as a wall. She's very active, picking up players, trying to follow those crashes in and really flustering the Troubles team.
And it is hammering it down. I'm really pounding the grass here in Oostende. I would not want to be playing in my own end zone, I'll tell you that much. A little bit low, but Tluster gets a hand underneath it. How long are they going to stick with this, or will they eventually take the temptation to send it? Trapping them on that front cone. There's plenty of space over here if they are brave enough to access it. They are with the blade. Awkward as it's sold short.
That one rolls harmlessly out the sideline, and they were playing some great ultimate there from inside their own end zone in very tough condition, Eastblock, but maybe just having to go a little too far there, try and grind it the whole up the field, just too much to ask.
Looking down the line, sensational sliding snag there by Folek, especially because the disc was probably not meant for her. Klebitska looking to try and get the pop in. And they are eventually going to uncover themselves into that front corner. Marcela Folek gets Troubles back on the board.
And such quick play from scoring in the front corner to getting your jacket on in record speed there. The Polish side. And Eastblock will be a little annoyed that the one place you don't want them to score is right in the front corner. Got to really own that space. And I'm glad I'm a qualified lifeguard, Benji, because this game could end in drownings if it continues to rain this much. Biblical weather here.
Have you got your, your life vests ready?
My ring boy.
Oh yes.
All right, the old rescue boy. You have a few things. I've got some inflatable armbands for you as well, Benji. Don't worry.
Hey, I've got my 10-meter badges. Thank you very much.
Do they float you, those 10-meter badges? Are they inflatable by any chance?
I'd love that. That'd be great.
And that's the quickest way to get to the end zone now, by boat, perhaps.
Yeah, bring out the canoe and stop. I mean, to be fair, like a canoe, I think punting's going to be very impactful here.
Our sport is cursed.
Is it, though? Did you not have a glorious week in Australia?
Yeah, it was.
Let's lose his footing a little bit, and there's also a pick downfield that will bring a little halt to proceedings.
I love that Eastblock, a lot of them wearing the little glitter on there. There's some well-placed body art, well adhesive on, because...
I was going to say, I'm impressed that it's still on there. Working towards the far sideline. Just outside the end zone, are they? No, they're in the end zone. A little bit of fancy footwork there from Marketa Hudsova. Just tap that toe down at the front and get yourself 5-3 up.
Hudsova with her second goal, I believe, and Eastblock just water resistant right now, able to play ultimate. Like, it is very difficult conditions right now, and they're going to stay with their hard grinding small ball.
It's working for them right now, so don't necessarily need to change it. And I think certainly for the Friday for them, that was a big question. How well would their game hold up in the weather? And a win this morning, maybe tighter than they would have liked, but still came out on the right side. And leading a good opponent here, although an opponent they know has can pack a bit of a punch elsewhere in the pool. Jinx Midnight up 5-1 now on Woof. A little bit of open division action. Bad Skid up 4-3 on La Fota, and Chevy up 5-3 on Costa Rica Grandes. We've had some upsets. We've had some pretty close results as well. Underdogs very nearly taking upsets as well. I know that Pelt just came agonisingly short against Disconnection on the previous field. Seskadistas only beat Skydis Warshava by 2 points, which must have been a surprise. Lemmings 0-2. Who had that in their bracket? Certainly not me. Here's Grasinia Klabitska, putting a bit of air on it down the sideline. Died slightly at the end, but was still judged perfectly to go into Kroll's basket. And then the high release pops it to Podgorska for the score. Both sides trading clean holds.
Grasinia Klabitska with the big backhand there, and I think she's one of the World Games players, going back to when World Games was in Poland.
You might be right, actually, back in 2017.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was, and they're going to have to see some big performances from her if they're going to progress far in this tournament. And you maybe wonder, is this the game they're targeting Eastblock as for them to get a win? Troubles. Yeah, is this the game they're looking to do? If it was a quarterfinal, I think we might be seeing a slightly different Troubles side here. I think maybe trying to pick their moment at times, or it's not a do or die game for either team at the moment. We're still early doors in pool play.
Yeah, there is one more round of pool play at the end of the day for both these sides. For Eastblock, they're taking on Jinx Midnight, a game that we are streaming this afternoon as well, on Field 23 behind this one. And Troubles will take on Woof, and if the results hold in this round, that game will decide who makes the pre-quarterfinals and who is left on the outside looking in, and Jinx Eastblock will decide who gets the bye into the quarterfinals. But of course, there's still plenty of time for results to change. 5-4, Eastblock up on Troubles. Open up a 3-0 lead. Troubles earned one of those breaks back, but still with a little bit of work to do. And zipping it in.
And again, this kind of soft zone from Trouble. It's not really troubling Eastblock. They're allowing them to dump and the swings quite often. It's almost a kind of a three-person wall or arrowhead. Very, very, I call it a soft zone. Not really taking any easy options away, just more kind of protecting the middle of the field. But I think it suits Eastblock's play. They're happy to do these 1 yard dishes.
Yeah, it's quite passive. It's saying rather than aggressively forcing the turn, we're just going to wait for you to make the mistake, and that is exactly what Eastblock give them. Is Mashkova having it squeak away through her clutches. Suda. Tight pressure and the layout comes and doesn't secure it. A little check to see that everything's okay. Dachkowska says, yep, no, fine, let's play D. She was so close to getting that.
Was that a pun intended there, the little check?
Waka waka. No. Eastblock trying to get things moving again. Once they can start the disc moving quickly, it's tough to stop, but sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to get that motion going. Paveltseva.
And Troubles have transitioned to match defense here, but still the small ball just so good from Eastblock.
And that's what they love. They see those little seams and they don't stop. It's catch, release, catch, release. And Eastblock go up 6-4.
And you know, just kind of using their legs more so. Like every throw, almost a dishy backhand from Eastblock. Not really marching down the field with throwing prowess. It's all just quick give goes, quick 1 yard dishes, creating momentum, and just good timing.
I mean, it is. It's not quite biblical weather, but I will say that rather than running the gimbal, Noah is in fact building an ark.
Yeah, they'll be marching them on 2 by 2 at the moment. But swimming a little faster is the Eastblock side. Just came out of the gates hotter, and that's been the difference so far. Troubles have kind of found the groove, but are down 2 points.
Yeah, and it's so hard to power the energy for a comeback when any flame is immediately doused by the weather. Troubles picking up just inside their own territory. Klebitska. Kratsinia Klebitska, that is, with her sister Katarzyna also on the roster. Wroszinska.
And Eastblock kind of copying nearly the trouble zone here with this kind of soft wall zone. Not like the cup they were playing earlier that was kind of aggressively sideline trapping. This, again, I think both teams going, hey, throw 100 passes. It's really windy and wet. We don't want you to score quickly. We want you to take lots of throws and just...
Especially a lot of throws that are going laterally or even a little bit backwards. Because that's the perfect opportunity for not just a turnover, but a turnover and a quick pick and go. And we know they love that. That's a devilish throw, though, through a little bit of air bounce and shape. Now floating it towards the back of the end zone. But Masloviakova was all over that from the get-go. Tlister, looking downfield, utilises the offhand, wants it back, but instead they're going to go down the centre.
I want to see how many times they throw a forehand here at the Eastblock side, because
they are very comfortable using the offhand.
Oh, there we go.
There's one. Sitting that one over the top into space. They've got some room to work with, but not seeing the continuation, just putting a foot on the brakes slightly. Tlister, no! Superb layout Stealing underneath to get the block. Excellently done by Julia Kroll. Very impressed with her play this game. Levitska, I think, might be a little bit frustrated with the lack of movement downfield. Not that I'm a body language expert. And instead going for the big shot, you can see what the plan was there. Get it a bit more outside in edge, and it comes down towards that sideline. And there were receivers there, but the edge never came, and it sailed out of the side of the pitch. Superb layout block, though, to get the disc back for Troubles, even if they weren't able to take advantage.
I thought that was a perfect throw if the field was about 20 metres to the left there. Not sure how she gauged that one.
It's just yeah, trying to give it that edge that never came. Masloviakova, she get it off the line. Talista has to adjust and catches. Now going around the side. This one plucked and dropped. Vavrova had it, and all of a sudden she didn't.
Any of those high one-handed catches are just going to be hard. It was in her hand for a second, but it felt just rolled out as the slippy disc. So hard to keep a grasp of.
With the stall rising, putting it into the end zone. Crowd of bodies and a foul called on contact by Podgorska.
And to me, this is just a hospital pass. That was a hook and hope, and yeah, probably is a foul. It looked like she was jumping straight up, but it's kind of a lucky one there. As a defender, you got to be kicking yourself. You don't want to foul in that situation because it's going to be very hard for her to come down with it. So kind of gets a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, and then good presence of mind and field awareness there from Klebitska on the sideline to toe that one inbounds. Just keep that front foot up, keep the back foot down, and bring Troubles back within one.
Plus that already an icon of European Ultimate, a talismanic leader of this Eastblock side.
Yeah, Tokai Super Team athlete this year. Multiple time Benji's favourite player award winner, which is the big one, of course.
And I don't know, I hope our viewers at home are getting the same ASMR kind of raindrop soundtrack we're getting here. It was kind of pleasant. I really hope you're watching from a warm, dry room somewhere in the world. I always enjoy the rain when you're inside, you know, when you can sit back and admire it from a dry distance.
You can tell me, who was it who started singing in the rain? Is it Gene Kelly?
Gene Kelly, yeah.
Thank you very much. You know, when he filmed that, he was like, he was like really ill. He had like a really high temperature, and so it was like, we got one take, got to nail it. It feels a little bit like this. It's like you got one take, you can't afford to. If it doesn't come off, well, unfortunate. It's just going to look rubbish.
They use milk as well, don't they have to?
That's the legend that they diluted the water with milk so that it would show up better on screen.
And we've done that for the folks home as well. So they're actually playing in milk out there.
And not just milk, it's oat milk as well. It's vegan friendly. Very, very environmentally conscious. As Eastblock squirming their way down that far sideline. But the trap is well and truly set. Able to put a bit of air underneath it to get off the line. That one was low and really fizzed in, and those are so awkward when you're catching it on your ankles at shin height. I know shins and ankles are at different heights. Don't at me.
I think my ankles are at your shin height, I'd say.
That's fair. Taking the break down the line. Thought they were going to try and set up the power position huck, but it wasn't on. Troubles with the disc can bring us on serve now, providing they punch it in. Zachkowska.
Very far away vertical stack, but now eventually getting the big under.
That's the advantage, of course, when you set it further away as those unders. They do gain you a lot of position. Swinging across. Within the red zone now. Can they convert? Can they finish? Bamboo Adida to Zachkowska. Rolls the wrist across it. Pings it towards the far side of the end zone, where Jasinska makes the score, and we are level. We are back on serve at 6s.
And Troubles is slowly grinding their way back into this game, tying it up. Eastblock came out firing, but it's the Polish side who've found their groove here now. And just using the full width of the field here very well, Troubles. There's some great dumb swing offense.
I've had a slightly worrying message through from Lorcan. Apparently the venue's lost power. So we do have backup generators, which we are using at the moment. But if everything drops out, don't worry, we are aware that there are issues and we will be working on it as quickly as we can. But I think it's not just the players who are under a little bit of pressure elementally this weekend, but all the staff and volunteers who are working hard to put the tournament on. Little time out here then, with Troubles getting a foothold back in this game. We are level on serve, women's pool play action. It's Eastblock 6, Troubles 6.
On October 14th, 2024, the first ever World Beach Ultimate Club Championships will take place in Portugal. Follow the over 600 games as the scores update live online. And with free streaming from the Ulti TV arena, you can catch your favourite teams on your phone or from the comfort of your couch. Don't miss any of the action from Portimao.
Eastblock 6, Troubles 6, weather 66 it seems, because at the moment it is the Elements who are on top of everyone here at the venue. Benji Reese and Liam Grant mercifully in a tent.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying our little booth here. Don't mind watching a little bit in the rain as long as I get to stay dry.
Exactly. It's like Beach Ultimate is great as long as I don't have to touch the sand. Perfect. Oh, a little bobble and take a breath now that we're able to secure it at the second attempt. Interesting that Eastblock not necessarily choosing to cross over some of their D-line stars, as that one, the sliding on the knees, in and out of the hands. Troubles can take the lead for the first time all game. Maybe there's no better player to power that than Zachkowska. Looking for Klibitska, and it's just too far.
And Eastblock just looking a little bit flustered now. The start of this game came out so hot, really pumped up, and they don't look quite as confident now. And again, this kind of soft zone from Troubles.
Feels like they're second-guessing themselves a little bit. Shvetsova bounces it back with Haveltsova. Space on the far sideline. Taking on the blade. A creative way of accessing the space. Player just outside the end zone. Dolejalova is going to have to reset herself. Did she get the reset off? She can with that little knife down the line. Pump fakes. You see the defender there sitting just to stop that throw going, and it frees up the reset.
And I love this staying in the zone outside the end zone. They're really good at their Troubles. That was some brilliant end zone defense. And they get the turn. What a stand outside their end zone.
Classic bend but don't break.
So many teams transition that situation, but I actually love it staying in the zone outside your own end zone.
I think transitioning is fine if the opportunity presents itself for it, but so many teams get near the end zone and think, well, we have to transition now, even when the opportunity's not quite there. I thought it was going to take the force in. No. Still, they've got to find a way to cross the plane. A little bit behind, and that's all it needed to be in this weather. Hadovar can't catch it. But a little stoppage here.
I'll say there's an injury being called there. I imagine the turnover is still going to stand.
Yeah, not sure if it's just the injury or whether there was any contact actually through that as well.
Can't exactly tell what the injury was, but I'm pretty sure it's trench foot she might have got.
Yep.
We're definitely fighting in the trenches right now.
It does feel like trench warfare. It's attritional, and it's a bit of a grind. Klebitska putting air underneath it. Zachkovska's the target. It's going to float, and it's well brought down. In the end, now looking for Zachkovska on the follow-up, but it's too far out in front. At the very least, you're going to make Eastblock start from their own end zone.
And its zone defense so good from Troubles. They actually don't even run that much. They're so well positioned and read the play and take a lot away without having to bust their legs. Just great positional defense.
Well caught there by Dolejalova. To Lister. A little backhand.
And I got some breaking news. I think we're going to lose power shortly. We're going to shut down the stream, unfortunately. We'll try and get it back up as soon as we can, folks. You know this is a great game, and we hate to be breaking that news, but...
No, I don't like using the horn. It scares me. Welcome back to EUCF 2024. Yes, we are back live here in the outstanding rain as that deep shot goes for Talusta, and she turned around and couldn't get her handset, and she is frustrated because she feels like that should have been hers. It's Ben Charisse and Liam Grant. When we left you, it was sixes. Now Eastblock lead 10-9. I would ignore that clock in the top left corner. We had some power issues here. The venue entirely lost power. We were running on our backup generators for a while, but they can only stave off the inevitable for so long. We're actually about 65 minutes into this game, so 15 minutes left or so before that cap comes on.
And actually powered the venue being run by a hydroelectric plant they just built as a new river has started flowing here.
It took me a second.
It's
well, it's
wet,
good.
folks.
It'll go with those wind turbines they just put up. That'll power us to later in the day and tomorrow. Troubles looking to break to get back on serve, and they've got it as well. Eastblock gonna suffer heartbreak again to the poles.
Neck and neck at the moment. This classic affair, and we're still getting high quality ultimate in really tough conditions.
Poor quality conditions.
Yeah.
Elsewhere in the tournament, by the way, in this pool, Jinx Midnight wrapped up a commanding 15-4 win over Woof. And so they should be hopefully nice and rested and maybe a little bit drier than Eastblock going into that game this afternoon, which of course we will be streaming, assuming that the power doesn't go out again.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I'd say in all the hotels, the apartments, the dryer is going to be busy tonight. You're going to have to wash your uniforms, try and dry it out, hanging on the radiators. Oh, it's tricky to try and keep your kit dry in a few days of rain.
I've got bad news for you, Liam. I don't think our hotel rooms have radiators.
I was cuddling up to you, Benji, is the plan.
Oh, you sweetie. It's all right. We'll kick Lorcan out and you can come in.
Lorcan and Liam, basically the same thing.
That is true, to be fair. So you can share a bed, and then we'll kick Steph out. Easy. Perfect.
I love how our live team just come back in time to catch this timeout. That's what we were getting the good action here.
Yeah, Troubles skip G'ing themselves up. There's Coach Valerio Yanni getting some extra instructions to Eastblock.
Yeah, a top quality coach. It's just the most noticeable thing there, the two teams, is Troubles have far fewer players.
They do.
Do you know, sometimes I think that's a good thing when it's cold and wet.
Like this, yeah, because everyone's continually staying involved, whereas when you've got a big roster, you know, you might only play one in every 3 points or so, and points can go on a bit longer, so when you get back out there, you're cold and it takes a little bit of time to ramp yourself up to speed again.
I've done situations like this where you have a team where you just play one half and pretty much play every point.
That's an interesting way of looking at it, actually.
It's the worst if it's wet and windy and you're on the sideline. You're actually out there. After about 30, 40 seconds, you warm up, you get used to it, you're engaged in the game.
It's like going into the ocean.
Exactly.
I mean, which in this case it might literally be. The North Sea is encroaching ever closer.
Yeah, it was troubles are kind of in the cold water shock at the start of the game. Kind of ended up 2 points down, but settled into it now.
Yeah, 10 minutes left till Cap comes on, and it looks like this is going to go all the way. It's just a real shame that we've not been able to bring you all of it. Klebitska goes for the rolling pull. Short to Haveltseva. Thought that deep shot could go, but Eastblock don't necessarily want to throw it unless it's particularly open, and they went short instead, and it weaseled its way through the grasp. Troubles can get the lead for the first time all game. They've had opportunities to do it before and they couldn't convert. I think I've seen people have more fun playing Frisbee. That is, yeah, a little bit too egregious of resetting your foot back in bounds there from Klebitska, and the travel is called and corrected. Rising Stall fires it through the centre of the park. Finds a target. Now she's going to try and burrow her way free. Is able to create a little bit of separation, airing it out deep. Defenders in the area, doesn't matter. Caught well at the back of the end zone. Past the hands of Hadova. And they're standing around. I'm pretty sure it's a score. Indeed, Troubles have the lead for the first time all game. It's 11-10.
Showing up when it matters most.
When the cameras are on?
That's it. When the cameras are on, it's the business end. Doesn't matter if you're leading at the start of the game. It's all about being in front at the end and have taken their first lead. And yeah, except enjoying themselves, settled into the game. I think sometimes it helps having fewer players in the rain.
I think I appreciate that you don't want to tire players out too quickly, but I think at Eastblock, at this point, you can think, okay, we're going to have a core of, you know, maybe 10 players or whatever, and you'll get a lot of run in the end of this game, like, and that's fine because we want you to stay involved and we want you to stay warm and ready. There's the catch for the score made there by Troubles. Would that be your thinking at this point, or are you still trying to, you know, say we're going to stick to O&D lines, keep players fresh, or would you start tightening things a little bit more?
Yeah, if Eastblock, you know, many of them have been favourites for this tournament or to be in the semi-shout. Like, if they lose this game, they'd be maths for them. They're playing Jinx again later. They could find themselves in
they'd be third in the pool.
Yeah, which is not where they really want to be. Now, you're obviously still in contention at that point, but there's definitely a difficult pool and find themselves with their backs against the wall now. Rain has kind of subsided somewhat.
Yeah, if they took third in the pool, they'd play the second place pool. They cross over with Pool A. Second place there would be Moon Cup or Yaka, and then third place would be Jet Set. And I know which of those two, you know, potential options you certainly would rather face. With all due respect to Jet Set.
Yeah, you do not want to be third in this pool. You're going to have a very difficult pre-quarter matchup.
Zigging the inside window through, but it scoots through the little post box that Shvetsova made. I think the rain has slightly abated, in the sense that I can no longer hear it thundering off the tent. Bamboo Wadida picks up and looks for Zachkovska in the reset and overthrows. Someone's going to pick that up. Short to Mashkova. Squeezes down the line. Desperately trying to find some room. Mashkova again. That is... how can I put that succinctly? Congested.
Yeah, I don't think he could have set up a better pick if they tried to use block players colliding there, but didn't affect the play. This happens quite a lot when they play a lot of their small ball around the handler space.
Well, that was two players seeing exactly the same space and both trying to attack it. And yeah, the collision and the stoppage was almost inevitable. Potential marking infraction here.
Looks like it could be a contested marking infraction as well. They're going to discuss it.
Not seeing any indication of a stall count.
And the conditions have gotten exceptionally nicer in the last minute or two. Rain has decreased by 90%, maybe a small drizzle. The wind has dropped significantly as well.
I was going to say, can troubles make hay while the sun shines? I don't think we're quite at that point necessarily, but good opportunity to take a 2-point lead. As Eastblock fading down the stretch. Zachkovska with a little bit of milk on it. Oh, an expansive shot over the top. Sees the window on the far side, fades it over, and troubles 2 to the good. 12-10 they lead late in this game. Could that prove decisive?
Wow. Wow, Benji, making a statement here in the women's division troubles. So let's see what Eastblock can do. So what's that? Wearing a jacket rather unusually there. She can see she looks frustrated. She probably needs to be playing every point now the rest of this game, because if they lose this, they could potentially beat Jinx, but could very end up in a situation where third in the group and playing the likes of a Yaka or a Moon Cup to try and get to quarters, which would be, it's a very difficult road for either of these teams if they are to lose this game.
Yeah, it would be a huge disappointment, you think, with the promise they showed during the season and last year as well. It's an enormous crane fly flutters past. Seen more this weekend than I've seen in one area, I think, ever. But I still prefer it, I think, to the little midges that we always used to get at Kaiola.
Well, my last day in Australia was 2 days ago or 3 days. I can't remember. Feels like yesterday I was in Australia.
Yeah, I mean, you've barely slept since then, so yeah, it might as well be.
I've not slept really since Australia. So I was there for a month, and I was like, I haven't seen a huntsman spider, which are the ones well known for being in your house. And the last evening, my friend turned to me, hey, this point at the corner of the house is staying, and there's a massive huntsman spider.
Nice. See any other very dangerous animals? Maybe some snakes or something?
Stephopazzo, is that a dangerous animal?
Any drop bears?
Yeah, loads of drop bears.
Got to watch out for them drop bears.
Bin chickens.
Bin chickens.
Bin chickens. Don't mess with the bin chickens.
So true. Zings the inside shot off the line. And a travel called. I didn't see it, but I wasn't looking for it.
Tell you what, when it gets to crunch time of game, people start seeing travels a lot more that they weren't seeing at the start of a game.
It's funny that. This is why you call rubbish travels early in a game, because that way when you do it on Universe it seems justified. This is not an indictment of whether I thought the call was valid or not. As I say, I wasn't actually looking for it. It looks like it's going to stay with Mashkova here. Wants to get it off the line. That's a really tough catch made under pressure there by Herveltseva. You feel like Eastblock need this point if they are to find a way to win. Mashkova finds Hadova. Hadova to Lister and back again. And she got ahead of herself and they just came out of her hands.
I think that was just when she was changing grip. She was ready to give that give-go pass again and just kind of fumbled it out of her hands as she frustratingly gifts the disc to Troubles.
Mashkova on the force, and that's a straight run through there by Alžbeta Hodachova. Mashkova with the offhand to Hadova. Playing it short, Khrushakova. leading just outside the end zone. Talister fakes the first and then goes with the offhand to the second. It's Hadova to bring Eastblock back within one, but now they need to get some breaks.
I have to say, I love this style of ultimate from the Czech side. Lots of running, lots of small ball, lots of offhand passes, and just, you know, throwing the offhand backhand is quicker. It's quicker than throwing a forehand. It's easier to step into it.
Works better with the throw and go, I think.
Yeah, and actually in a touch throw in a short space, I think it's easier to execute. There's some people who can do very well with a forehand and run a give go. There's certain people who just have that style of forehand, but I think for anyone who gets into throwing their offhand backhand, practices it, it's actually a better way to do it. And that, you know, they probably throw more than any team in Europe right now, the Eastblock, because those offhand backhands. They also do the diagonal in cuts quite a lot in short places, rather than traditional just straight towards this in and out. It's a lot of short diagonal cuts in front of the disc in a small space, and yeah, it generates a lot of flow, and they've found a bit of flow there, but I'm going to have to break twice if they want to win this game.
Some final scores coming in from around the division. Mooncatchers, or around the tournament, I should say. Mooncatchers 15 is no good 8. La Fotta 15, Bad Skid 10. We mentioned that Jinx Midnight took home a 15-4 win over Woof. Gentle 15-3, SB 5. Chak Ranelagh is 14-11 to the French at the moment. And Chevy lead Costa Rica 14-12. Those two games are not final yet. Also going on in this round, Shout versus Box, One Tribe XVI, Wall City Hlitz, Clapham Quixotes, and Iceni versus LMU. Zachkowska wants to bring it in on the sideline. Discussion about precisely where it rolled out of the field. Looking to get it off the line. Oh, that was floaty and fluttery, but it's a really good scoop from Bamboo Adida. That's not going to work, though, as time whistle blows. Zachkowska lays out and can't get it. Hadovar picks up. Turning, looking, still count, got to be ticking up. So just choosing to do the right thing, put it deep, give someone a chance. Krasina Klebitska's all over it. Trying to find Zachkowska. Again, created that little seal, so has space to milk it a little bit. Activating Zachkowska, but instead floated in towards the end zone. East blocks all day. Hadova brings it to the front line. Knacking that instant option. Talister saw the deep shot coming, but it was good help defense downfield to peel off and stop it. Now Eastblock trying to get it moving. Keep troubles trailing. Down the line, looking for Talister and finding. Talister gunning the inside flick through. What a throw. Bobrikova. Now short. 2-on-2 in the end zone. No one on the force. Easy for Talister. It's Universe.
Universe point, all of a sudden time went in that point. Eastblock get the break, and it just felt like it was going to go to Universe, and this player is going to stay on the line cluster. She's not going anywhere.
No, this is, you mean you put your best 7 out there, right? You know, there's a good chance that you play offense and defense with the conditions. There is a timeout now on the field.
I think Troubles there just need a moment to catch their breath as they gather around. They're going to have a lot of the same players back out there. And just gives a moment to build up the hype. You know, this is a massive moment for both these teams. If they've, you know, hopes of making it to semis and further. And great swarming of the disc there from Eastblock, just minding the house, and in these kind of Wild West conditions, just having your heads up play, help defense. Any disc goes up in the air, get everyone underneath it. That was a shot from the hip. That was a beautiful throw.
And then did the right thing outside the end zone. Get the 2-on-2. Klebitska's a little bit slow to get into position on the force, and it was an easy pop to Talister for the score. What do you think Coach Yanni's saying in that huddle right now, Liam?
I think just trying to get pumped up, enjoy themselves. I think tactically they're doing everything well. It's just trying to get the momentum, and you know they've got a break, so ride the lightning.
Ride the lightning.
Yeah, it's been kind of a game of momentum. It's definitely Eastblock had at the start. Troubles kind of slowly took momentum off them, and we're doing well up until just a few moments ago. And yeah, it's been very challenging weather, but right now it's not actually.
It's not so bad.
It's not so bad. You can definitely play Ultimate in these conditions. Troubles have been looking to capitalize on those big unders, which they've been getting. Very different style to Eastblock. Still that kind of more old school traditional of big lane cutting from Troubles. And, you know, often these situations, I just came off a Universe Point game. I like to see a hawk go from your best thrower to your best receiver.
Sometimes I think it's easy to overcomplicate things.
I think Universe Point, people can get a little too calm and start flustered. It's sometimes hard to start off an offense on a Universe Point. So I think, hey, we're just going to lash it to our best player. Or at least set that cut up and make them respect
Defend it, yes. Because often that option will draw double coverage and that frees someone else up elsewhere. If you're Eastblock, you really want a good pull here. Pin Troubles in deep. Make them feel the pressure early. Lands just beyond the brick mark on the first pass is Klebitska. Isolating Zachkowska, plucks it with the right hand, looking into the centre. This is exactly what they would have wanted, churning up yards easy. Looking deep for Klebitska, and they got it as well! Perfect throw from Klebitska to her sister, Katarzyna Klebitska. And Troubles on Universe over Eastblock again, 13-12, final score.
Flawless again from Troubles. That was a sensational offensive hold. Two great undercuts. Dish pass goes up. That was, you know, perfect offense. And Trouble's really the bogey team for Eastblock. And Eastblock are going to have a mountain to climb if they're going to make it to finals. They will be streaming them later on against Jinx Midnight. Again, you know, you can see them winning that game. But if they don't, they're going to find themselves third in the group. This could be a three-way tie.
I mean, even if they win that game, you know, they... in fact, I think they probably, if they win that game, they would overcome Troubles, of course, because they only lost to Troubles on Universe. But if they don't, yeah, third in the pool is... It's not a position you want to be when you're crossing over with, like, well, you know it'll be the loser of Yaka versus Moon Cup. And that is not a fun matchup, especially when you consider that at Elite Invite... Eastblock only dropped 2 games, but the games that they dropped were big defeats, 15-8 final scores to Yaka and Moon Cup.
Wow.
Yep. And so it was imperative that they won this game, but classic offense there, horizontal, set up the big cuts in the lane from Zachkowska, and Gracinia Klebitska delivers the deep shot to perfection just past the defender for the Troubles victory. We're going to get things wrapped up quickly here so we can turn things around in time for our next stream. We have coming up here on Solid Sport the 2 mixed division games on our showcase fields, Tiefseetaucher versus Reading and Lemmings versus Mosquitoes. And then last round of the day, Jinx Midnight versus Eastblock, and boy, is that game important for Eastblock right now. And then Wall City versus Chevron Action Flash, and there's video streams going on as well. Next round is Yaka versus Moon Cup, of course, and we know that the winner will go by to quarterfinals, and the loser, well, they could well be playing Eastblock in the pre-quarters tomorrow morning. On behalf of everyone here, thank you so much for watching. Final score, women's division pool play action is Eastblock 12, Troubles 13, and we'll see you on the other side.
Great job, Benji. I was just kind of flopping around.
Yeah, I was flagging earlier. You guys back? Yeah, we're fine.
It's hard to get momentum and hype into a game when you're like cuts out halfway through, like.
My Eastblock stonks they're not looking good at the moment.
Yeah, Troubles, baby.
It's a bogey team for them.
Yeah, it is.
Like the Troubles don't even have to running that fast or doing that much.
We're trying that hard. Like, I think Jet Set have got a pretty good chance of beating them.
I know. Like, I was thinking about if you're like Moon Cuppers into that, or like, do you want to finish third in the group? Like,
It's Moon Cup against Yaka now, and you're like, the loser plays Eastblock. That's tough. That's tough on any team in that.
Hey,
are we on this pitch or are we on that pitch? Okay.
tiebreakers, head-to-head first or point differential?
Head to head.
head always.
Oh, so
So
Mosquito,
Lemmings are out.
Lemmings are out. They're
Yes.
straight up out.
Correct.
Alright, cool. Hooray.
So this game's fucking awesome.
This game's just totally pointless.
Correct.
Who's
Cricket commentary it is.
Lemmings,
and
Mosquito.
Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes
It's supposed to be
guaranteed
a
top of the pool.
game.
Lemmings
Jesus
guaranteed bottom
fucking
of the pool.
Christ.
That's a plane, right?
Oh, is it? Oh, that's fine. That's all that was done.
Oh, change it because it's too late to change it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too late to change again.
Can we call on you any other
Yeah, I
game?
can right fucking over there, which is the top.
Yeah.
Right now?
Like if
I
I could ask me about.
Yeah, that's true.
Get a better game. Although it doesn't matter because the power will die 5 minutes in anyway.
Why is there an extended shot exclusive just in the replay?
Where's that shot?
Yeah. You lost. Let's.